Why is the grass green? Why do bees buzz? Why do trees grow up and down instead of sideways? If you've got kids, you may have heard those questions a few times. And if you found yourself stumped for answers, our next guest may be able to help you out. Chip Freeman is the youth minister of New Hope Baptist Church in Romulus and the author of Why, Daddy, Why Are There Stars in the Sky? And he's here to tell me more about it. Chip, thank you so much for being with us today.
I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure to have you. You are a first-time author.
Yes, sir.
And this is your book. Tell us a little bit about it.
Why, Daddy, Why came about because when my son was little, he would ask me all kind of questions, and I just felt explaining them biblically would be the proper way to do it, and this is my first attempt at it.
Well, there we go. And lovely little book. I had a chance to look through it. It's illustrated as well. So then this would be a book for kids age what?
They say 4 to 8.
4 to 8.
I say birth to 90.
Birth to 90?
Yes.
So it's good for everybody. Now, yes. I haven't been able to read it all, and that says a lot about me.
Yes,
that, you know, I can't manage to read a children's book from cover to cover. But I noticed that there's a character in here, Elohim?
Elohim.
Elohim. All right, tell us about that. Who is that?
That is interpreted as God the Creator.
Ah, I see. All right. Now, is that coming from Latin or from maybe the old school Middle Eastern?
I would say old school Middle Eastern.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, I'm really not sure. I've just always heard that as God the Creator.
The specific civilization is completely skipping my mind right now, but good grief, I know what it is. I'm wanting to say Hittite, but that isn't right. I know it's not. Anyhow, trying to think back on my Indiana Jones movies, and it's not coming through. So in this book, you give, is this sort of like a kid's version of Genesis, or tell us about that?
It is the story of Genesis chapter 1, set totally to rhyme.
There you go. And you are, you're talking about Genesis, and I'm talking about Indiana Jones movies. So that's, we'll see what page I'm on and what page you're on.
Yes, sir.
And here we go. I think I see Adam and Eve over here on the left-hand page.
Yes, that's getting day 6.
Okay.
Yes,
and
sir.
you said you were inspired to do this by questions that your kids, your son, asked you. Now,
yes, sir.
Did he specifically ask you about the sky being, or stars being
sir.
in the sky?
Yes, sir. There's books that will follow. Why, Daddy, why did Grandpa have to die? Why, Daddy, why do I just not fit in? You know, and each one of them be explained biblically, and you know, using in Why, Daddy, why did Grandpa have to die? We'll talk about Genesis 3, and when we get into Why, Daddy, why do I just not fit in? We'll go to about Genesis 39 and 40 with the story of Joseph, and you know, we'll go from there and see where the Lord leads with it.
Now, do you find that whenever you use the answers contained in the Bible to answer these pretty tough questions? I mean, I could probably sit here and think for about 5 or 10 minutes about why there are stars and why we can see them. Richard would probably do a much better job of it as far as the scientific reason goes. Are kids usually pretty accepting of the biblical answers, have you found?
I have not had a bad response with it yet.
Really?
You know, I think they need to be told the truth, you know, that there's a reason why the stars are here and why we're here and such, you know, of that such. We're, you know, we're all God's children, and we need to let children know at an earlier age that, you know, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And, you know, what better to start when you're answering questions than you use the Bible in that way.
And you start at the beginning of it with this.
Yes, sir.
All right, super. Chip, thank you so much for being with us today. And thank you for bringing your book. Best of luck with it.
I'm glad to be here.
You can find out more about Chip and his book by calling 205-614-1077.